back of a brilliant weekend for City fans, there is more good news today, being Louie Barry is going to be taking his medical at the MKM Stadium. We're going to give you an update on that, with also Sorba Thomas deal is apparently etching closer towards being done before the end of the transfer window, and we've got 1 week left. The final lot of transfers will be coming in this week, so let's rack through all of the news. And welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today we're going through all of the news around Hull City. The big talking point of the day being Louie Barry seems destined to join Hull City. The loan signing of him from Villa is almost but confirmed. He's reportedly taking his medical at the MKM Stadium today, and this is going to be a fantastic deal if it's done. It's probably on level of Fabio Carvalho joining last summer. With what we've seen him do at Stockport this first half of the season has been nothing short but brilliant. And then obviously the interest that he's had around every club in the Championship. Every team's wanted him, and his destination, his chosen destination, is Hull City. Of course, it's only a loan deal, and I presume that it won't be any loan to buy or loan with a option to buy obligation. I presume it would just be a loan and he's straight back to Villa, with then maybe an opportunity of him getting loaned back out next season, unless the Villa want to involve him in the first team or send him out somewhere else for a bit more experience. But Louie Barry is almost certain to be a Tiger by the end of the week. Of course, the transfer deadline closes next Monday, on Monday the 3rd of February. I will be live on the channel that night to round in the transfer business, in case there's any final minute transfers for Hull City. There probably will be, knowing our club. And also I'll be working through the transfers that have happened and giving a detailed breakdown of each of them, because 6 signings are done. We were meant to be getting 8 at the start of the transfer window, but it may be closer towards 9 or maybe even 10. Of course, I talked about Louie Barry. We'll come on to the update on Sorba Thomas in a minute. But then, obviously, if you remember from last week, there was some interest mounting in Charlie Taylor, the left-back who's currently at Southampton. And then there's a few other little reports around people that were maybe looking at signing with apparently Murray Wallace and various bits like that. So we'll start off with the news about Murray Wallace, and that being Hull City are reportedly keen on signing the centre back / left back Murray Wallace on loan from Millwall. Reportedly, it's going to be a loan move. It's going to be a bit of a weird one. I presume that this is the backup plan if we don't get Charlie Taylor, to have that experienced defender in as a versatile player who can play centre back or left back. I personally don't see why. Because at the moment, if you're looking at the state of things, we have Matty Jacob, who is a full-blown left-back, but we also have Sean McLaughlin, who can play left-back and centre-half. We also have Cody Drammer, who's played quite a lot of time at left-back this season, and Louis Cole's been known to play left-back at certain points this season as well. So I don't really see the full point in this one. Maybe for his experience, I could possibly see it, but you got to think around the squad. Will he get the game time? I highly doubt it. And with it being a loan, possibly, it doesn't seem like the best deal for either sides. Of course, this is just some early discussions between Hull City and Millwall about that loan deal of Murray Wallace from Millwall, as I said. So it'd be a very interesting one. Of course, Millwall, let's not forget that they do have the second best defensive record in the league, or I believe the second or third best defensive record in the league. They've only conceded just over 24 goals. I know he was the 24th goal, and obviously there's been 2 games since then. So Millwall very, very strong at the back end to take a piece of that defensive action to bring into ours would be a nice fit. Of course, this comes off the back of the news Ryan Giles has joined Middlesbrough on loan. That's been all confirmed. I didn't make a video on it because it's been brewing for a while, and I think the bigger talking point from the fact that Ryan Giles has joined Middlesbrough on loan is his comments following his signing. Ryan Giles says that he's going to be happy to stay at Middlesbrough, in the long term. So Ryan Giles may not be returning to Hull City, or if he does so, it may only just be to pack his bags and move up north to Middlesbrough on a permanent deal in the summer. So we will stay attentive on that one. But Ryan Giles seems almost certain that he wants to leave Hull City and join Middlesbrough on a permanent. The Ryan Longman to Wrexham signing has been confirmed as well by Wrexham, Hull City, and all the parties involved. I thought Ryan Longman made a nice little post saying, "Thank you, Hull City, for the past years I spent with the club. I leave now with good memories and the privilege of having worked with some amazing people. Wish you all the best." So we've gained £500,000 on the signing, on the departure of Ryan Longman to Wrexham on a permanent deal, that one being. So wish you the best of luck in your future, Ryan Longman, and maybe we will see you not before long. So, should we talk about Sorba Thomas? Let's do it. Okay, so we know all of the little bits of stuff around Sorba Thomas coming out of the past week, where he wants to join Hull City. Huddersfield wants him to join Hull City, but he's currently on loan at Nantes, and Nantes don't want him to leave. Well, in the past 48 hours or so, apparently there's been some big developments. Sorba Thomas was left out of the matchday squad today due to some progress being made with the deal of him coming towards Hull City. Apparently, Hull City and Sorba Thomas have agreed personal terms, and he apparently remains as a personal target. He was left out of the Nantes squad, and we hopefully will be in the realms of getting him before deadline day. Of course, that being 1 week away. So if he's been left out of the matchday squad, that usually means that he is pretty much on his way out, as certainly from a prior sort of stint of transfers being left out of matchday squads. We saw that with Charlie Hughes, where he's left out of the Wigan squad, and then a few days later he was a Hull City player. So hopefully all things go smooth with Sorba Thomas and him coming towards Hull City. It seems that every party involved, apart from Nantes, do want the deal to happen, and it does sound like it's going to be a permanent deal, because I highly doubt that Huddersfield would want him to be returned from Nantes for a loan deal towards Hull City. I presume that this would be a permanent switch. With all the kerfuffle surrounding it, it kind of has to be a permanent switch, which sounds perfect when you pair him up with Louie Barry. I mean, our attack has gone from here to up here, if not higher, this January transfer window. If we're going to look at the signings that we've made so far, so Matt Crooks, Lincoln Henrique, Norden Amrabat, Kyle Joseph, Joe Gildhart, Elliot Matazo. Then you're going to have Louie Barry, who's taking his medical today, and also Sorba Thomas, who will most likely be a Hull City player before the transfer deadline closes at 11 p.m. on the 3rd of February. So that is 8 strong signings, with the possibility of another one, either Charlie Taylor or Wallace, as I said, from Millwall. Some good signings, but let's not forget as well, some good departures as well. We've got rid of Ryan Giles, who, as it seems now, he doesn't want to be at Hull City. Ryan Longman has gone on now that he's probably not going to get any game time due to the newest batch of arrivals. Marvin Malum, he's gone out on loan at Paderborn, and he did actually quite well in his game yesterday, I believe it was, over in the Bundesliga 2nd Division, as they won 1-0. So some brilliant deals coming in and out of Hull City, which is fantastic to see. And I will finish on this little bit of positive note. I mean, everything's been pretty much positive today. It's been quite a good weekend for Hull City fans, hasn't it? A 3-0 win at Sheffield United, Bramall Lane. Our 3rd successive clean sheet win on the road, which is the first time since, I believe, 2011 or something like that for Hull City, which has been absolutely brilliant. But also the signing, transfer rumours, the Louie Barry situation. But also Jacob Greaves, former Tiger, former Hull, well, I say former Hull lad, he is still a Hull lad, but of course we do know he's now at the Ipswich Tigers, as everyone's calling them now. But he grabbed his first ever Ipswich and Premier League goal over the weekend. They suffered a 4-1 loss to Liverpool, but he did manage to grab himself a consolation goal pretty much towards the end of the game, as the only Ipswich goal in that game. But well done, Jacob Greaves, on your first Premier League and Ipswich goal. Nice to see another former Tiger flying high, especially with the Ipswich Tigers. So that's pretty much all for today. I mean, it's been a bit of a hectic one, but when is it not in Hull City land? So make sure that you do stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing, as, I mean, we have a game at the weekend, but the more pressing issue is Sorba Thomas, Louie Barry, and then even more additions that could come into this squad. So do stay tuned on the channel by liking, ooh, I'm knocking my mic, liking and subscribing, as I keep saying, everything Hull City, and I will see you in the next video. Up the Tigers.